it's your girl Ajure, and I'm back with another video. Y'all, let me tell you. Okay, first of all, this is Family and Fiance, and this is they said this is season 1B. I don't know why they didn't call it season 2, but they said season 1B. Whatever. I don't care. I'm just excited that this show is back. Like this show is really what like kind of kicked off me really getting into reviews, because I was struggling with YouTube, and I was like, bro, what can I do that I would be really interested in? And I was like, I watch television, so why not review some things? And I was like, no one's reviewing this show, so let me review this show. But that I knew of wasn't reviewing this show. So, but I'm just excited for this show. Like, I love, and I kind of like the little drama too. I ain't gonna lie, but you know, this show, I just love it, and I like the therapy aspect of it, and I like them hashing out their issues. So, but I'm not gonna talk too much. I know y'all can tell I'm excited for this show. I'm excited for this new season. I love Family or Fiance. Let me just say that. Okay, so let's jump into it. First episode. This is Cindy and Jemiah. They're a young couple. I think Cindy, they didn't say their ages. Well, I don't remember them saying Cindy's age, but I know Jemiah is 24, and I think Cindy is older than Jemiah, and Cindy has 2 kids from a prior relationship that Jemiah helps her raise. And you know, their families have issues with each other, and they're supposed to be getting married in a week. And I'm like, how are you guys gonna get married in a week when your families don't even agree that you should get married? But Tracy shows them the house like she always does with everyone, and you know, everyone, you know, they basically said, and she's talking to them and she's asking them where did the breakdown happen, and she basically said that everyone started falling apart at the engagement party because, wait, no, I'm wrong. They were talking in the confessional thing where they're sitting on the couch, but whatever. And but it's still the same thing. They were at their engagement party, and that's when the thing where it started falling apart, because her mom got up and said, you know, da 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 da, and I could be a bitch. And then his aunt got up and said, oh, I'm da 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 da, and I could be a bitch too. And then somebody got upset because the aunt was talking for so long, and it was supposed to be 2 minutes, and they just got into this big altercation. I think it all got set off when the mom was like, I'm a bitch. So I don't know, but you know, that happened, you know, so that's why their families don't get along. So from Jeremiah's family, it's going to be his aunt Sparkle, his aunt Phoenix, and his dad that are going to be coming. His family feels like he's too young to get married. From Cindy's side, it's going to be her sisters Shelly, Kim, and Bree, and they all think that she is just moving way too fast, that she was with her kids' fathers for like 10 to 12 years, and they think that she hasn't resolved those issues from that past relationship, so that she should try to figure that out first before she tries to get married to Jemiah. And they felt like she probably should not have been with Jemiah yet. She probably should have waited a little bit, healed from the relationship, and then got with Jemiah. So as they're sitting down with Tracy, they're giving their tasks. Cindy has to make dinner with Jemiah's family, and Jemiah has to play 20 questions with her family. And he says, what if he doesn't want to answer the questions that they're asking him? And Tracy was like, bro, you ain't got no choice. She didn't say bro, but she just was like, basically, like, you got to. You got to answer the questions that they ask you. Like, bro, you don't get no choices here. What's wrong with you? Jemiah's family arrives first, and, you know, they feel like Jemiah is sweet and Cindy is street. I was like, oh, Jemiah is sweet and Cindy is street. All right, I'm gonna stop playing. So, everyone, you know, can agree that the engagement party got out of hand, and you know, they're talking. They're talking about everything. They're sitting in the living room. Her family comes in, and her family doesn't even speak. They just walk past his family like they're not there, and I'm like, bro, that was rude. That was very rude. So we already know how this is about to start out, and how it's about to go down. So they have the family meeting and they ask their families about the issues that they have with them getting married. Aunt Sparkle, Jemiah's aunt, says that they do not have her blessing and she will not be attending the wedding. And there are some other people that will not be attending the wedding because of what happened at the engagement party. And people feel like Cindy seduced Jemiah. And Cindy's sister Bree did not like that, and she was like, girl, bye. And Cindy's aunt is like, excuse you? And I'm like, girl, that lady older than you. I mean, Jemiah's aunt. That lady older than you. That lady can probably be your mama. Why you being rude to her like that? Like, I don't know. This is me. I was raised to respect my elders, okay? And I was just, and for her to say, girl, bye, I almost wanted to say, girl, no, you bye. And so they started arguing. They couldn't even get through the meeting. Like, they started getting up, they started yelling, and and security had to come in, and it was just crazy. So they end up being separated, and Tracy goes out to talk to the sisters, and she tells them to take a breath. And they sit there and calm down, and then she goes to talk to Jemiah and his family, and she basically has to play mediator, and she gets everybody back inside. And so they say that they want to hear that, they want to get back to it. And so Cindy asked Sparkle to finish her statement. And she was like, they basically feel like Sparkle seduced Jemiah. And Cindy was like, Cindy started laughing. I'm like, girl, what's wrong with you? But she was like, I take that as a compliment. That mean I got that good. And I'm like, girl, stop. But I mean, you should take that as a compliment. Like, if someone feels like that, like, at least if she did seduce him, she didn't take him from nobody. They were both single. So, um, so basically, but everybody, they just feel like he's too young. And but I'm just like, if everybody feels like Jemiah is so young, he seems the only, like, him and his dad are the ones that are making the most sense right now. Everyone else is acting out of emotions and being loud and everything. And Jemiah is trying to calm everyone down. And I'm like, y'all say he's too young, but he seems pretty mature to me. At this moment in time. So they were saying, like, they both came into this relationship with baggage because they both had just broke up with exes. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Tracy comes back and she explains their task to them. So Jemiah is playing 20 questions with her sisters, and they asked him, at that time, what was on his mind. That was one of the questions, and he said the engagement party, and he was saying how he feels like everybody is still going at each other because of the engagement party. And then he starts talking about future plans that he has with Cindy and what he wants them to do. His family is asking her, why are they getting married in 6 days? It's too soon. Two broken people, can't make a relationship work, let alone a marriage. But she's like, they're getting married no matter what. That's what they want, and that's what they're going to do. His aunts are trying to talk to Cindy and tell her, that they basically feel like they should go to counseling before they get married. They should take their time with this. But I just think that Cindy and Jemiah already have their minds made up whether they get their family's blessings or not, that they are going to get married with or without their family's blessings. So they asked, has he ever cheated on anyone? And he admitted to cheating on Cindy. And he says how he regrets it. Then he starts crying. I don't know if these real tears are crocodile tears, but he starts crying. And he gets emotional about the whole situation that he cheated on Cindy. But apparently Cindy did something to him, because he ain't gonna do that no more, because they said that he a little puppy dog now, and whatever Cindy says goes. So I don't know what Cindy did to Jemiah. But Jemiah ain't gonna try that no more. Whatever Cindy did, they never said what they never said what Cindy did, but I can only imagine. his aunts, you know, are trying to talk to Cindy. I said that already. Well, they're talking about the whole about counseling and everything like that. And Jemiah is asked, you know, how he feels about Cindy's co-parenting, and he says that he feels that Cindy is hiding things when it comes to her ex and when they're supposed to be co-parenting. He thinks it's more than co-parenting. And they asked, she asked her ex if he said he saw some text in her phone where she asked her ex if he still wanted to be with her. And I'm like, how are you want to get married to this man, but you asking your ex if he still want to be with you? How that work? That does not work. It's not going to work. You can't do that. Like, you can't do that. But you can't bring that stuff into your new relationship. But it seems like they both did. And you know, he says that he's not a confrontational person, and he kind of lets things go, like sweep things under the rug. But you can't do that, because when you, and I learned this from experience, when you continuously sweep things under the rug and keep pushing things under the rug, eventually you're gonna have a big ass mound of dirt and you're gonna trip over it, and then everything's gonna come out and you're still gonna have to deal with it. So you might as well deal with it head on right then and there, instead of trying to hide it and having to deal with everything all at one time, because it just doesn't work. Um, so they, you know, they're having dinner and everyone is being cordial and everyone is saying, you know, how they want to get to know each other better. And I like the switch around that they're doing right now. They go from fighting and basically almost everyone's neck, and now they want to now they're saying that they want to, you know, kind of trying to get along, get to know each other better. They want Cindy to come around more, but Cindy says that she doesn't feel welcomed or whatever. But so they check in day 2. They check in with Tracy, and Tracy wants to talk to the couple about trust, and she says that she feels like that both families, of both families, you know, are saying that there are trust issues and they don't trust each other enough to walk down the aisle. And then Tracy addresses the issue with about Cindy and her ex, and Cindy just basically says that she doesn't want to talk about it. And I don't know, because it's I think that there's something there that, you know, she's hiding something with her kid's father, you know. And I just think there's some things that she needs to work out on her own. And I honestly don't think she's over her ex. So, and Tracy asked Jeremiah how he feels about the situation. And he basically told her that he feels like Cindy's hiding something. And Cindy got mad about the whole situation. And I'm just like, and like he said, he was only answering the question that he was asked. And so she got mad because he answered the question. Sorry, excuse me, that Tracy asked him. And I'm like, how you gonna get mad at a question that he was asked? Like, is your baby daddy that much of a trigger for you that you don't want nobody to talk about it? Like, I don't understand. And then they really, you know, they get into an argument, you know, about the whole thing, and it gets crazy, you know. And they basically, like, they start arguing, and the families are looking at them, and it was a petty argument, and it just got out of hand. And I just hope, like, this is not what they go through all the time. So, you know, Jemiah is with his dad, and his dad tells him that he needs to fix things with Cindy. And Cindy's sister Shelly is trying to talk to her, and you know, she tells her to put herself in Jemiah's shoes. Like, what if it was Jemiah who had kids from a previous relationship? How would you feel if Jemiah was talking to someone and, well, was basically having inappropriate conversations with his ex? And she was like, yeah, I understand that, but I just don't care. I don't want to talk about my baby daddy. And I'm just like, girl. So, and Kim and Shelly, you know, they're trying to talk to her, you know, about it. And I just don't think Cindy is ready to let that go yet. I think Cindy needs to work on that first before she tries to get married to anyone. Jemiah's dad asked him, if he's really ready to get married, and both families feel like they should not get married, and I'm like, I don't think they should get married at this point because it's too much. It's too much going on. They need to take time to really slow down, get to know each other, have a longer engagement, go to counseling, and then maybe get married. But I just think it's too much. It's too much. Um, his dad, tells him that he needs to apologize to everyone. So they call a family meeting, and the first thing that Jeremiah does is he apologizes to everyone, and they all accept his apology. Cindy's sister feel like she's not being honest about her kid's father, and she says that she's not, but she says that she's not in love with him, but she just doesn't want to talk about the situation. But she ends up talking about it, about the whole thing. His dad, she ends up talking about it and breaking down about it. And no, I'm moving ahead of myself. I'm sorry. I'm moving too fast. I'm moving ahead of myself. Um, and his dad tells them that they should push the wedding back, to get to know each other a little better. And at this point, I agree. They need to not get married right now. But who knows? Cindy and Jamie, they have a talk, and hopefully they can move forward. And like I said before, like, even though they had that little argument, he seems very mature for a 24-year-old. He seems to be more level headed in this relationship. Like, he seems to have his head. Day 3 is the final session with Tracy. Cindy admits that she needs to let go of her past, and she also apologizes to Jemiah. And I'm like, yeah, you need to let that go. Leave it in the past. Tracy asks, could they go forward without their family's blessings? And they both say that they don't know if they could go forward without their family's blessings. They're not sure if they could go forward without their family's blessings. So we shall see if they will go forward without their family's blessings. I'm sorry. This is like my third video, so I'm just like, they asked for their family's blessings. His aunt Fina says that they cannot have her blessing. She feels like they need more time. She feels like they need more time to grow together. His aunt Sparkle says no. That they need more time and they have a lot of work to do, and that they shouldn't get married just yet, but she would go to the wedding whenever they decided to get married. Kim says that they have a lot to work on, so no, these are Cindy's sisters. And it just seems like both families unanimously feel like they should not get married, and I feel like they should not get married either. I feel like they have a lot of things that they need to work out, a lot of issues that they need to talk out. They're young. There's no need to rush. He's 24. I don't know how old she is, but I'm thinking she's older than him. I just think they just need to give it some time. Don't get married right away. But they insist on getting married in 6 days. They feel like, but in my opinion, when you have two people that are broken and you try to put them together, either they're gonna fit perfectly together or they're not. But at the same time, you have to take your broken piece and fix it up a little bit. Take your broken piece and fix it up a little bit, and then come together. And they didn't take that time. They didn't take that time. He didn't take the time to fix his broken piece from when his girl just like up and left him for no reason and didn't explain to him why. And she didn't take her time to heal from her baby father. And then now they're trying to put it together, and it doesn't work. It's not going to work because that's not how relationships work. And when you put two broken pieces together like a puzzle, it doesn't fit. And that's basically what's happening in this relationship. They're going back and forth and they're fighting and they're not understanding why. And it's because they're both hurt and they both have trust issues, and it's not going to work because they're trying to force something that's not going to fit. And they need to go to counseling before they do anything else, and they need to heal separately before they can exist as one whole. But that's just my take on it. But Cindy and Jemiah decided to get married. They were married on July 4th, 2019. And according to the show, they are still happily married. So that is the end of this review of Family or Fiance Season 1B, Episode 1. I hope you guys enjoyed this review because I really love reviewing this show. Like, I love this show. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already done so. Remember that if no one else tells you that they love you, Usher Ray loves you. Bye. I'll see you guys in the next video.